Disney's Wish introduces the studio's newest heroine, Asha. Although she is a completely new character, she is quite similar to her recent predecessors, which has led to major criticism. Although she's not exactly a princess, Asha from Wish feels like the next in a long line of the House of Mouse's female protagonists. In the movie's trailer, a young girl sings to the stars in the classic Disney fashion, followed by a moment of clumsiness. It's a kind of cute character that viewers expect from the studio's heroines, but that's exactly the problem. So, what's the controversy about? And after all of Disney's flops and major downfall, is Wish Disney's last hope? Considering recent complaints that Disney is starting to stray too far from what once made it great, Wish looks like the studio is trying to get back to basics. The trailer features a traditional villain, nods to 2D animation, a heroine with an animal sidekick.
Who knew my voice would be this low?
And what could be more Disney than wishing on a star? All in all, Wish looks like the animated movie many have been waiting for years. But there is one special aspect of Wish that aligns with the recent Disney films like Encanto, Frozen, Moana, and Tangled. That's the heroine's personality. Over the past decade or so, Disney has changed the princess archetype. The protagonists of films like Encanto and Moana are not vain princesses, but brave, eager to prove themselves, and a little eccentric. For most of the movie, they are clumsy, socially awkward, and insecure. In Frozen, Anna stumbles into Prince Hans and awkwardly chats about how gorgeous he is. In Tangled, Rapunzel hits her head with a frying pan. In Moana, Matanui's heroine awkwardly pretends to hear someone calling her to get out of her conflict. Now, it looks like Wish is continuing that trend with the latest heroine. At the beginning of the trailer, Asha storms onto the stage, yells "I'm here," and awkwardly tells the audience that she needs to catch her breath. She was then seen performing silly martial arts to the king. Overall, Disney's new heroine looks like a lot of fun, and the idea here is clearly something like a children's comedy. But it's impossible to ignore that Asha feels about her own character in the same way as her recent Disney predecessors. This has become known as the glamorous princess trope and is starting to become annoying to some viewers. Characters like Moana, Anna, Raya, Merida, Mirabel, and Disney's newest character Asha are undoubtedly adorable, likable, and super fun, but they all have incredibly similar personalities. Disney has been accused of lazy writing, replacing well-thought-out and unique heroines with quirky characters. At worst, it could be considered misogynistic, as it implies that all girls and women have this type of personality. A similar complaint is that Disney is trying too hard to be woke and actively moving away from the gentle romantic fairy tale princesses that Disney is known for. Still, these complaints are on the more extreme end of the spectrum. The most common assumption seems to be that Disney struck gold with a small number of attractive heroines, so they churned out as many as possible. This is especially frustrating in the case of Wish. That's because the studio promoted the film as a throwback to the good old days, with 2D animated backgrounds and a villain who doesn't get saved at the end. Disney has delivered on that promise in many ways, but the studio seems to be clinging to this character archetype. So why did Disney change the princess character to begin with in 2010's Tangled? The Disney Princess franchise has undergone several evolutions over the years. Early heroines like Cinderella, Snow White, and Sleeping Beauty all had similarly simple personalities, because these movies were more focused on the story and its themes than on the personality of the characters. This changed a bit by the 1990s. The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and Mulan featured protagonists with more distinct personalities, but these characters were unattainably perfect. A large portion of Disney's audience is made up of children who don't yet understand who they are, so it makes sense to make the change. This led to the first case of a fascinating heroine motive. 2010's Tangled promoted Rapunzel as an entirely new type of princess. The film was completely different from the traditional Rapunzel fairy tale, as the title character was someone modern children could relate to. Her clumsy, eccentric, yet true to her beliefs character is interesting and easy for children to empathize with. Next, Frozen introduced Anna, who drools in her sleep. wakes up with bedhead and gets all caught up in her words. She has since become an inarguably adored character, proving that this character archetype works. Overall, the likable and quirky heroines served Disney's purpose. Audiences need to understand that not all girls and women are expected to be as graceful and perfect as Snow White or Cinderella, and that the idea of young girls seeing themselves reflected in Anna or Merida is alright. The problem is that The House of Mouse focuses too much on this character archetype. Disney's Wish brought back some elements that were missing from recent movies, proving that trends worn out in a decade can come back as fresh and nostalgic in the next era. The 2010s needed a strangely relatable heroine, and the 2020s could benefit from a return to old ways. People hope Disney's next film after Wish will feature a more confident female character. After all, you can't categorize the Disney audience, and that goes for the characters as well. So far, early screenings and previews for Wish have been extremely positive. Fans have praised its impressive and visually stunning, unique animation style, which includes a watercolor aesthetic. On the other hand, Wish has received Disney's worst Rotten Tomatoes score in nearly 2 decades, an official score for Disney's Wish from 55 different critics' reviews. While the score will fluctuate as more reviews are added in the days leading up to the movie's theatrical premiere, currently it is rotten at 58%. This marks the first time that any Walt Disney Animation Studios movie has received a rotten score since 2005's Chicken Little, which had a score of 37%. The score for the Wish movie doesn't necessarily indicate that another slump is impending, especially considering its middling views. But it does break the precedent set by Disney's modern era in a shocking way. A lot is riding on Wish, with several major blockbuster films failing to capture the traditional box office successes established by the entertainment giant. Disney could use an animated success in the caliber of Frozen.
I'm Anna.
And who's the funky-looking donkey over there?
That's Sven.
Uh-huh. And who's the reindeer?
And with the year quickly coming to a close, Disney only has one last shot to turn things around. All hope now lies in its next animated movie, coming to theaters this winter, and the film is surprisingly short.
If you liked our video, don't forget to subscribe and follow our channel for more videos like this one.